gonna be so pumped.
There's always nervous energy in the air when there's a cyclone approaching. This is especially true when there's been a long break in decent-sized waves.
Perfect that wave is.
The sand was as good as it gets at Snapper, and with the cyclone approaching the next day, I had to make the most of the good sand while it was still there. Cyclones are very unpredictable, so you're never quite sure what to expect. All I knew is that the waves are going to be coming tomorrow, and this is probably some of the last sunshine we would see in a while.
How's going?
I didn't make it.
Two quick waves at Snapper before I ducked down to the surf school at Kirra to get one of the last lessons in before we would take a solid break due to the incoming cyclone. Overnight, the storm system developed into severe tropical Cyclone Alfred in the Coral Sea, located north of where we are on the Gold Coast. I woke up the next day to a lot of energy in the water.
It's a weird direction.
Due to where the cyclone was located, the swell was coming from the north, which makes things really challenging along the superbank. Using a small day at Snapper, I'm going to give you an explanation why. South swell usually pushes past the coast. East swell hits the bank just right. North swell, which Cyclone Alfred was dishing up, hits the sandbank straight on, causing a lot of closeouts. An estimated $20 million is injected into the local economy when big swell events happen. Not my business though. All lessons are cancelled, but I get to turn off my phone. And any time a swell like this happens, I see it more as an unplanned but very welcome holiday. First wave of the swell to get a feel for the energy, and with the waves forecasted to be much better over the coming days, I just did one quick lap just to get the legs warmed up. I'm convinced the Superbank is one of the most competitive stretches of sand in the world. Whenever a swell first hits, you're always contending with some very hungry surfers looking to get their fix. Just like this guy. I ran into two regular viewers. Thanks for watching the channel, boys. And this wave is why I love surfing the Superbank so much. Nowhere else in the world can you be racing as hard as you can to try and get through the barrel. It's such a good feeling. Finishing the day off with a couple of fun waves, with better waves expected the next day. If you're loving this video or any videos you've been watching on the channel, 75% of my viewers aren't subscribed. If you could like, comment and subscribe to the channel, it would go a long way in me making more of these videos. On to day 2 of the Cyclone Swell.
It is mega. Look at these sets, just white waters. There is actually a couple crazy ones behind the rock.
Luckily got picked up by these two legends. I'd been washed so far down on my paddle out that I hadn't been able to get out behind the rock. And there's always a split second of terror when you run into dolphins in the lineup. There's a way to fall sometimes that means you cop no beating whatsoever. I'd really love to know how fast I go on some of these waves. Going so fast has to be one of the best feelings ever.
person down here at the top of Greenie.
With the swell still coming from the north, a lot of the waves were quick, heavy barrels. As soon as you were into the barrel, you were looking for an exit. And here's Oki knifing one. A backhand, no-hand takeoff at just under 60 years of age. The old boy has definitely still got it. One of the biggest problems I have when one of these swells hits the coast is that I over-froth.
I should have gone.
By that, I mean I go on some terrible waves. Due to the cyclone now heading closer to the coast, a lot of the waves were breaking quite close together. I saved you time underwater on the previous two wipeouts, but this wave gave me a beatdown unlike any I've ever had out there. And as soon as I came up for air, it felt like the next wave was on top of me already. That was enough for me to call it a day and come back tomorrow.
Oh my God.
The cyclone had U-turned from the Coral Sea, tracked east off the coast of the Gold Coast, and was expected to make a direct hit in a few days' time, somewhere between Gold Coast and Brisbane.
Are you driving up the snapper? Can you give me 2 secs? How good?
Started the day right, saving myself about a kilometre's walk up the point. It may not seem like much, but when you've done so many hours in the water the past few days, any chance to score a ride feels like a massive
You
win.
had some waves the last few days?
Couple okay ones, I don't know, mate.
Yeah, oh, so many. I'm glad. it's
Seems
not
like
just
I
me.
wasn't the only one struggling with the closeouts this swell. I'm sure you can guess what happens on this next wave. Dane Henry with a perfect fade into the barrel, and you know it's massive when these white waters start rolling through the lineup. After this guy straightened out, I thought I'd try my luck on this one. Looks like my luck's run out.
Oh, dude. What am I doing? So off it.
Popping up from this wipeout, and I get to witness this heavy drop in. And a few duck dives later, Callum Robson pedaled to the metal. After 3 days of work, I managed to get the best wave that I'd had all swell. But still didn't get to come out the other side. A great way to end the day, but still not 100% satisfied.
This rainbow is insane.
The cyclone had now pushed further south and would make landfall in 2 days' time on the 7th. I dusted off an old board and thought I'd just go check it and see if I could be bothered getting out in the water. First wave, I managed to get that wave that I'd been looking for over the last 4 or 5 days. I've had a lot of good waves along the Super Bank since I was a kid, but I don't think I've had anything quite as big as this. Special way to finish the swell, and time to bunker up for the cyclone about to hit the coast. If you're enjoying these videos, like, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.